You might look at me and think, he had it easy. You might see the success, the investments, the media company, and think it was all handed to me. Let me tell you something right here, right now. I wasn't born with talent. I wasn't born with money. I was born with hustle. My name is Gary Vaynerchuk, and my entire life has been a relentless race against time. It all started in the Soviet Union. Imagine this, a tiny apartment, a family just trying to make it, struggling to survive. There were no luxuries, no comfort, and certainly no freedom in the way you know it. Life was about getting by day. When my family and I finally made it to America, we had next to nothing. A single suitcase. That was it. But we also carried something else, something far more valuable, an immigrant dream. My parents held onto that dream like a torch in the dark, and it lit the way for everything that followed. School in America was tough. I didn't fit in. I wasn't the smartest kid in the class, not by a long shot. I wasn't the most athletic kid on the field, but I had something else. I had this fire burning inside me, a drive that nobody could extinguish. While other kids were just being kids, I was already in the game. At 7 years old, I had my own lemonade stand. By 12, I was flipping baseball cards, treating them like Wall Street stocks. I wasn't chasing money, not really. I was chasing the thrill of the game, the art of the deal. I was learning. My real training ground, my stage, was my father's liquor store. Most kids my age hated chores. They'd do anything to get out of them. Me, I loved the grind. I loved being in the store. It was my university. I would watch customers come and go. I'd listen to their conversations, what they were talking about, what they cared about. I studied their behavior, how they made decisions. Without even knowing the word for it, I was learning psychology. I was learning about people, what makes them tick, what they want, and why they want it. And then, everything changed. The internet arrived, and I saw it. I saw the future before almost anyone else did. I saw a global network that would connect everyone, change how we communicate, how we shop, how we live. I looked at my father's small, local shop and saw a global empire waiting to be built. That's when I launched Wine Library, one of the very first online wine stores in America. You can't even imagine the pushback. People laughed at me. They told me I was crazy. The internet is just a fad, Gary. Nobody is ever going to buy wine online. They need to see the bottle. You're wasting your time making those silly little videos. They were all wrong. Every single one of them. Because they saw a fad, and I saw a fundamental shift in human attention. So, I put my head down and worked. I made video after video, reviewing wines, connecting with customers, building a community before that was even a buzzword. And the results, they speak for themselves. Wine Library exploded. We went from a $3 million local business to a $60 million e-commerce powerhouse. And it wasn't because I was smarter than everyone else. It was because I was faster. I was willing to execute while others were still debating. In this world, speed matters. Execution is everything. Self-awareness, knowing your strengths and weaknesses, is critical. But above all else, passion is the fuel. You have to love it. You have to bleed it. That success opened up new doors. I started investing. I got in early on companies you might have heard of: Facebook, Twitter, Uber. People call me a genius investor, a visionary. But it wasn't about being a genius. It was about applying the same principles I learned in the liquor store. I understood people. I understood where their attention was going. And I followed that attention like a compass. It's the single most valuable asset in the world. From there, I built VaynerMedia from the ground up, with just a handful of people in a small conference room. Now, it's a global agency with offices all over the world. I started writing books, speaking on stages, sharing my message with millions of people. I turned my voice, my passion, into a movement. People always ask me, Gary, why do you work so hard? Why the constant hustle? Why don't you just relax? The answer is incredibly simple. I am grateful. I am deeply, profoundly grateful for everything. For the struggle in that tiny Soviet apartment. For the journey from a single suitcase to where I am today. For the chance to live in a country where you can build something from nothing. My success didn't come from luck. It didn't come from a brilliant idea that fell out of the sky. It came from loving the process, the climb, the grind, more than I ever loved the prize at the end. Every day I wake up, I feel like I'm just getting started. There's so much more to do. So much more to build. So much more to give. That fire that started in a young immigrant kid who didn't fit in. It's burning brighter than ever. I'm Gary Vee, and believe me when I tell you, I'm just getting started. Thank you for listening.